Hello, I'm Mech4 and welcome to another episode of Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse. This time we're playing as the Eldar versus the Space Marines. It is a 1 versus 1, however I'm going to be doing another limited unit type conduct, like the Christians Revolutionary Committee. In fact, I'm going to be playing essentially as the Eldar Harlequins. Now, I was wanting to do a battle between the Eldar Harlequins, which I would be playing as, Eldar, Dark Eldar, versus some Imperial Guard defenders, planetary defenders. However, the battle was crashing, and I assumed that was just because of the large unit count on the map. Trying to do a bit of bug testing, I ended up doing 1 versus 1s of me playing as the Harlequins versus the Imperial Guard, and it proved to be very difficult. The Harlequins are a sub-faction of the Eldar, which is rather new to me. They've probably been around for quite a number of years, but since when I stopped playing Warhammer 40,000, they've become a thing, and I don't actually know too much about them. Other than the units which are available in Dawn of War for the Eldar, there was a Harlequin unit, and the mod Ultimate Apocalypse adds maybe 2 other units which are part of the Harlequin faction. I think there's the Shadow Seer, which is here, the support commander unit, and there's also like an avatar of the Laughing God. But as far as I know, that is all the units representing the Harlequin faction in the mod. From what I remember on the tabletop, the Harlequins are looking over their units on the Games Workshop website. They're a very fast-hitting, melee-focused army, I believe. They have a lot of like jetbikes with positions for troops to sit on them, like raiders for the Dark Eldar. And they have their Harlequin units. They have, I think, ranged units, kind of, I think they're called Death Jesters, which I think are like the, what are they? The Eldar heavy weapons units. I forget what they're called. They have the skull helmets. But yes, as part of this, I'm going to be limiting myself essentially to Guardian Defenders, because I need them to be able to take points early on. Then I'm going to be focusing on jetbikes, which are produced from the Webway gates. The Shining Spears also, which is a single unit, kind of a minor hero unit. They have a few extra abilities. I'm going to be restricting myself also to Vipers, which are a vehicle hovercraft kind of jetbike thing, as well as the Harlequin units. The Shadow Seer, if I survive to get to it, and the Avatar of the Laughing God, again, if I survive to get to it. That's about it, really. And it's been proving to be very, very difficult. I've won 1 battle out of maybe about 3 or 4, which I've done. And that was by spamming jetbikes everywhere. And that was against Imperial Guard. Now I'm playing against Space Marines of the Space Sharks chapter, specifically. The colours, which you can see here, so garish. I've based off a Harlequin troop called Mask of the Midnight Sorrow, though the flags are not appropriate either, but the colour scheme is as close as I could get. They're also very colourful, the Harlequin set. I can't specifically make a colour scheme, but this worked pretty well. Anyway, let's get started with it. I'm going to build Bone Singers, and I'm going to have to move up pretty quickly. Because against the Imperial Guard, I found I had about 10 to 14 minutes to try and get them to build to the point where the enemy were overwhelmed by fire forces. Or I had about 10 to 14 minutes to overcome the enemy. After that, they started putting out vehicles, and I could not advance. So, they became just too strong. This could be a very short battle, either because I win, or because the enemy beats me. I'm doing this 1 versus 1 building, these 1 versus 1 battles with this restriction in mind, mostly so that I can get a feel of the limitation to know if I want to do it in a larger battle, so I can just have a better grasp of things.
You will have what you require. What would you have us do?
Okay, go up there.
They have no hope of survival. We are
You, I want you
success.
to build that. So many units which I can't make. It hurts. Okay, there's a jet bike. We'll get another jet bike. Build a turret there. Build another jet bike. Build a turret there. I need a support portal for that. There we go. Upgrades. So many heroes also. These ones, the Reapers, that's it. That's what they're called. But yeah, there's only the Harlequins here. Which, from my usage, when I get them, they're really not that useful. They're sort of anti-infantry disruptors. But by the time I get them, the enemy infantry is too tough to really, or too numerous in the case of the case of the Imperial Guard, to really care about them. So, a nice detail though is the jet bikes actually get access to grenades, which is very nice. Oh, get that. You build another webway assembly, and there we go, Vipers. Also, I would be able to build Night Wings because aircraft. That's how desperate I get. I have to build aircraft. Oh, and the jet bikes also, as I found in one of my later battles, actually gain access to all the types of grenades. They can build plasma grenades, they can have what's it called, stun grenades, and they can have haywire grenades. So they can actually be anti-vehicle to a degree, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it would be nice if you could have a jet bike equivalent or a Viper equivalent for this, which you could have as a transport, because I think the Harlequins have those. We're gonna fill you with so many holes. Daka 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 daka. You think it's excessive, but really, if they get artillery, all these jet bikes just die. Build another webway gate. If it really is too short, I will do another video at the end of this one. Come on. Oh wait, hang on, there's a Shining Spears. I was on the fence about whether I get Shining Spears or not, but there is a building which we get later on called Shrine of the Laughing God, this one, later on, right now in fact, which has a number of upgrades for units, and I kind of use that as a, if this building has it, then I am allowing myself to get them. So. Because it's a Shrine of the Laughing God, which is very appropriate for the Harlequins. And I thought, well, if it's on there, then I will allow myself to use them. Enough of these is anti-anything. Daka daka daka. Look at that, even with all these firing on that one tech marine, it still takes ages. Look at that, they're struggling to deal with assault marines. There's the Shining Spears. See, they have grenades, just like the others. They also have the Exarch, and they can have upgrade Star Lancers and Shuriken Cannons. Oh, they're actually holding their gun. That seems very awkward. Okay. It's effective versus vehicles. Okay, send in more jet bikes. This is going pretty well. Destroy that generator. Do we have access to any higher grenades? Yes. Get Haywire, Anti-Grav, and the Stun Lock. Here, you can see the upgrades. Harlequins can get Stealth. You can build the Laughing God. Autark Stealth Stone Research. So I suppose maybe I could allow myself to build an Autark. Shadow Seer. Laugh of Death. Toughness and abilities. Making her the true champion of entertainment. Okay. That's Exterminate and Conquer tier 4. I haven't really lasted long enough for that. Stealth Stone for Shining Spears and Shining Spear Veteran upgrade. That increases their health and increases their squad size. Doesn't really do much for me. Anyway, and I don't really want to build lots of Guardian Defenders because it's all about fast hit and run, and I feel building lots of Guardian Defenders is kind of against that. Taka. Let's have a look. It's so dumb. Colourful. The colours actually don't look too bad. They're all just, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like they all rolled into town and started beating up on the Space Marines. Look at these late Space Marine nerds. They're not cool on cool bikes like we are. They actually do have bikes, but they've got like stinky Promethean fuel powered bikes or whatever. They can also do Nightwing Swift Strike the Shining Spears. Maybe Warwalkers? I thought maybe Hornets, I would allow myself to build Hornets. They're very small, light tanks. What I would give for just one heavy unit. I'm gonna be done with this in 12 minutes. As I said, if this is really this short, then I'll just do another battle after this. Oh, and there we go. I destroyed the enemy. Well, I attacked fast enough there. Yep, that took just under 13 minutes. And it needs to. If I take too much longer, they will outbuild me. And they will get tanks, and I don't have good anti-infantry. Restricting myself like this, the best anti-infantry I have is Haywire grenades, and my vehicles, or these jet bikes, don't last long enough to be able to use them. And against large amounts of units, I can't do that. So yeah. Yay! Victory! I'll pause the video here, and I will start up another battle, because it was rather short, so I'll be back in a moment. Righto, now here we are again, and I'm playing as the Eldar Harlequins, and we're up against the Imperial Guard on the map Meeting of Minds. Just another 1 versus 1. And we'll be doing much the same, I imagine, because that worked well last time. You move up. Though the Imperial Guard build a bit faster than the Space Marines, pardon me. Because they're able to get all their, what are they called? Conscripts out quickly. Right, Aspect Portal, Salt, Shrine, and then build a plasma gun, a plasma grenade, build a webway portal. You build another webway portal. I want you to build a webway portal there. You build a webway portal there. And you, I want you to build another aspect portal there. You help build that, because the soul shrines take a while to build. You can help build that as well. And I want some Guardian Defenders to take points. Not that we really need them, especially with all the, what's it called? All the,
Nothing remains unchanged by the music of creation.
not that we really need the points, because it takes so long to get them.
Music is a pillar upon which whole
Okay.
worlds have been built.
Start producing jetbikes.
My music is a pillar
Build another one.
is upon us.
Oh, yeah, see, I've already got all this. All that. They're like conscripts, but they fill me, they fill my heart with fear.
How can that change by the music of creation? Our duty.
Okay, and I want you to build another webway assembly.
We are shaped by fate just as we shape our duty.
I want you to...
Guardian squad ready.
Yep, whoop.
We will fulfill our duty.
Might have taken a bit too long.
Our duty. All
That's how quick,
must answer.
how quickly it can turn against me.
Shaped by fate just
Vipers,
as we shape it. We will
forget them. We need to upgrade to the next level. Build another support portal.
We will fulfill our duty. We will fulfill our duty.
And
We will fulfill our duty. Guardian squad ready. We are here to fulfill our duty. It will be
I mean, as I said, they can chuck grenades, which is nice against the infantry. But later on, the grenades basically mean nothing. And the horses sort of ignore grenades. They get knocked over. Ugh. But they just sort of right themselves again. Like this. Bonk. Okay. As I said though, if they get vehicles, it's going to be a problem. Okay. Take that point.
Guardian squad ready. We will fulfill our duty.
You go up. You hop over there. Support portal. I want you with night wings. And I want you to start producing vipers.
Our duty.
Then you lot, I want you to build another support portal back here. And that one will be important for upgrading. Can't build Harlequins yet. We'll build night wings. Ugh. There we go. Go up there.
What would you have us do? Together we will fulfill
I have a perpetual problem with aircraft because they're so janky in this game. I mean, the idea is fine and it's novel and it, you know, sure, aircraft, that makes sense. I especially like the Imperial Guard ones with the, what's it called? With the, bombing runs they can do. That's cool. But other than that, okay, you can see they have Vipers here. They're just slightly bigger jet bikes. Just big enough apparently to count as vehicles. There we go. Get in there. Though they don't last much longer. Okay. I want you to get those and those. And build the Shrine of the Laughing God.
fulfill our duty.
You get some upgrades, because we really need those upgrades. I don't know whether I'm saying that seriously or sarcastically. Half and half, really. The upgrades will help, but at the same time, I doubt they'll help enough. Like, if my aircraft could do bombing runs, that would be very, very nice. Okay. Jump in there. Hey, Viper. Look, I mean, they just destroyed one of my aircraft. Meow. I think I've said the biggest problem with the aircraft is that they're technically not aircraft. I mean, they seem to be moving around pretty alright at the moment. Usually the aircraft, because they count mostly as ground vehicles, they get stuck on buildings, and they can't maneuver around terrain terribly well. Let's build some Hornets. I consider them light enough. And they could be my heavy vehicle. Okay. Get that. I mean, I like the color scheme works on them well. I like the yellow wings they have. You can upgrade them with missile launchers as well. Oh, there's a Chimera. Destroy it! It's heavy armor! We can't deal with that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I had some other aircraft. Oh, there they are. There's another Chimera! Destroy it! It's taking out all my aircraft. I've got a rocket launcher turret. You can see my Vipers have shields now. Oh boy! A big problem I've found with the Vipers, big problem, it's a problem when I'm doing this, is okay, like all vehicles, they have a turret which turns around, right? So this gun here turns to shoot at the target. However, its traverse speed, the speed at which it rotates, is rather slow. So if I tell them to attack something, the turret will turn to shoot at whatever I'm telling it to attack. But then after a little bit, the rest of the vehicle will turn around to point at the target. But then the turret's left facing off in another direction, and it takes time for it to rotate back around to shoot at the target. It's rather odd that the turn speed of the turret for a Viper is so slow. I don't know whether it's comparable to other vehicles. I think the Lehman Russ tank has a faster turret traverse speed. I'll see if I can show this on. If I tell it to do that, and you can see its turret shoots back, and then it spins around, and the turret slowly turns around to shoot. So. Well, we're actually doing pretty well. There's some jetbikes. Let's build some Hornets, because I want to see those again. Oh, the jetbikes take up infantry and vehicle slots, so they count as both. They do have a guy sitting on them. Oh. Hey, jetbikes. I got a nice carpet of jetbikes. It's like the Clone Wars or something. And the Eldar heads are surprisingly low poly. Got all the sharp edges on them. You can see all my aircraft in the background there. Cool. Fly over by the Eldar air fleet. Okay. Do we have a Hornet yet? Nope. Shoot that. I mean, enough of them becomes anti-anything, so, you know. It's like trying to get rid of the tanks using machine guns in, what's it called? The, Company of Heroes. There's a Hornet. Have gravitic boosters, so you can make them go faster. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's light enough to allow me to use it. Armored vehicle. Apparently it's effective versus Titans. I question that game. What? I mean, okay, would the Titan choke on it? Effective versus Titans. The Titan eats it for breakfast, and then it keels over. Okay. Oh, and our pop caps fall. And if they had any stiff defense, this would not be enough. And there we go. Oh, that one took about 12 minutes again. So yeah, that's me testing a Harlequin build for the Eldar. Mostly jet bikes, fast-moving aircraft, the Nightwings, possibly Hornets, Vipers, and I didn't actually get to any of the Harlequin units because they all take up to like tier 3 to get, and I don't have that time if I do this. If there was a themed, if there was like how the Space Marines have it, where you can say, I'm going to be normal Space Marines chapter, or I can want to be a Lost and the Damned Space Marine chapter, and it swaps over your basic basic infantry, but for thematic purposes, that might work better, because then you'd be able to say, I want to play as a Harlequin Eldar, and then it will replace your Guardian Defenders or whatever with a Harlequin appropriate equivalent, just so that's a bit more thematically appropriate. Other thing, as I said, I would like to have a Viper which acted as a transport. That would be a new model to have, though. It's basically, from what I remember, the model is like this, except it's got little platforms on it for the units to stand on, or they hang off the sides like the Dark Eldar Raiders. I can't remember the other units. As I said in the first half of this, the Harlequins are quite a new faction to me, even if they've been around for a number of years. So, yep, that was me testing around Limited. It worked! I won both of these battles. I've learned from my mistakes. Where I lost all the battles previously. I was going to upload those, but due to issues not related to me losing, because I have no problem posting losses, I had to scrap those. But yes, anyway, there we go. So many jet bikes. We didn't even get to see any of the grenades used on them. But yep, yay! That will be it from me. Thank you very much for joining and watching, and I will hope you will join me again next time for more Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse. So, until then, I bid you farewell, goodbye.